So this is actually a pretty funny story because it appears that Liz Cheney for president is something that is seriously being considered by Liz Cheney and is actually being talked about and taken seriously in the news media. If you guys don't know, Liz Cheney is like, she's daughter of war criminal Dick Cheney. So she's basically like him. She's pretty much the same thing as him, except she didn't support Donald Trump trying to overthrow the election and turn into a dictator. So that's pretty much who she is, right? War criminal, but was not crazy enough to be in favor of Donald Trump overthrowing United States democracy. And so now I guess she's genuinely like weighing a presidential run. What? So it says Romney, Cheney, quote, would not become the nominee if she were to run for president. Senator Mitt Romney said in an interview Thursday that Representative Liz Cheney would, quote, would not become the nominee if she were to run for president after the Wyoming lawmaker acknowledged earlier this week she was considering a presidential bid. And I forgot to mention, she just got unseated, so she will be leaving when the new session begins, the congressional session begins. She just got ousted in Wyoming, a tiny, tiny state with tiny, tiny people. Still the same amount of senators as California, though. Shout out 350K people, 35 million. Shout out to the Senate. Big ups. I don't think someone who is seen outside the Trump circle would have any realistic chance of becoming the nominee in 2024, barring something I can't foresee at this stage. Romney, the 2012 presidential nominee, told the Deseret News, if he doesn't run again, I think it'll be people who either were supporters of his or people who didn't say much about him and then would be open to become the nominee. So I think that his analysis here is generally speaking correct. I do have a hard time believing that someone who is a blatant, like clear antagonist towards President Donald Trump would actually be able to defeat him in an election. I think that he's right. Like there's no way that he would or that person would be able to win because the base of Trump is just way too fucking strong, and so he wouldn't be able to do it. I think he's right. And so it would either have to be somebody who is mum about him, but I don't even know if it can really be someone that's mum about him because the Republican Party hasn't taken a big stand against Donald Trump, and so I think that kind of has put them into a weird position where they just kind of accepted his state and what he's at. And yeah, him or Ron DeSantis seem to be the front runners. He also says, I'm not going to encourage anyone to run for president. I've done that myself, and that's something I'm not doing again. I don't know if she really wants to do that. She would not become the nominee if she were to run. I can't imagine that would occur, he also said. So that's pretty hilarious. That's pretty hilarious that he's saying that. He says, I salute her courage. You wouldn't call it courage, by the way, if there were no consequence for doing what you think is right. She did what she thought was right. I believe she was right. She'll probably run again. I don't think she lost by that much in her race. So because House races are every 2 years, like it's really quick. The turnover is very fast. So I would imagine she probably just reruns for that. I think she's probably genuinely mulling a presidential run right now. But it's just absolutely crazy to do it because why would you run for president? Who would support you? Republicans fucking hate you. Why would they support you? The party that you'd be running in a party for president literally just ousted you from your seat and all the positions in the Republican Party. So what makes you think that the Republican Party would then go on to support you? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand this. So Democrats aren't going to vote for you either. Why would Democrats vote for you? Democrats are going to vote for a Democrat. So her only real base of supporters would be Democrats. And it's like, and that's some Democrats. And those some Democrats, they're not going to vote for Liz Cheney. They're not going to vote for a Republican. So I'm not really sure where she's even got the idea of running for president. Does she think like a nationalized race will be more representative of Republicans than her, little tiny 2.5 person district? I don't know. But pretty hilarious that Mitt Romney's like, yeah, like she's not going to win, dog. Like, I don't think she's going to get it. And, I wouldn't tell anyone to run for president, but let me know what you think. Are you voting Liz Cheney 2024?